entrepreneur, because not everyone is going to think the same thing. But for us, actually, this is something which is really common to the five of us in these startups. And the first, I would say, is that you need to be motivated and passionate about what you do. You have to believe that what you do is going to fill a need of the market. And because if you are not sure that what you do really has a purpose, you are going to give up from the moment you will have the first problems. And problems, there are going to be a lot of them on the road of entrepreneurship. So you have to believe in your product. You have to be totally dedicated to what you do, because if not, you are not going to spend the necessary time and the necessary energy to make it happen. The second thing is that you should avoid being alone. Because when you are in a team, that's much easier to go over the difficulties when they are happening than when you are by yourself. Because the probability that, if you are three in the team, the probability that you are going to, the three of you are going to be totally depressed at the same time is pretty low. So the fact to be in a team is going to help you go over the difficulties, because there are never going to be the three of the people, the three members of the team who are going to be willing to give up at the same time. Then, very important, you don't need to be scared of failure. Failure is not bad. Failure is actually a necessary step to reach the success. And I don't remember if it was Churchill, but I think it was Churchill who said that, if I remember well, success is just a succession of failures or something like that. If you don't fail, there is a problem. I mean, it's impossible. There is no entrepreneur who succeeds from the first time. You have to learn from your failures, because they are going to be the things, the failures are going to be able to build your personality and your knowledge about what you need to know to be able to be successful. So don't be scared of failure. And this is a good thing in the US, in many other countries. This is not a thing which is really taught in France, unfortunately, but failure is not a bad thing. So forget about being scared of failure, consider it as a path to success. Then you need to accept the fact that financially that's not going to be fun every day. Because obviously if you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to be totally dedicated to your company, to your startup, and while you are dedicated to your company, you are not keeping your day job. Or if you keep your day job, you will quickly understand that you have to give it up pretty fast, because if not, your company is not going to take off. So at one time, you have to accept that you will have a limited amount of money, and you have to give yourself a deadline to reach success before this deadline. If not, you have to be totally aware of the fact that if you didn't meet success before this deadline, you will have to reorient your goals differently according to the way the things are happening. Then you need to be very humble, because you need to learn from everyone. You cannot afford thinking that you know everything. You need to ask people to give you negative feedback, because positive feedback is good. Positive feedback is going to give you the motivation, it's going to show you that you are on the right track, that's going to be good for your ego, and you need to have a good ego when you're an entrepreneur, because if not, it's going to be very difficult. But this is not the positive feedbacks which are going to help you to move forward. The things which are going to help you to move forward are the negative feedbacks. The people who are going to tell you, okay, I don't like your product, or I don't like your strategy because of this, because of that. Because these are the feedback which are going to be useful when you are going to improve your product. And it's not fun, it's not easy to hear from your potential clients that they don't like your product, that your product is not good because you didn't design it the right way, or the functionalities are not that great, or because there are some bugs, or because of many things, okay? But this is because you are going to listen to these feedback that you are going to be able to improve and to make your product better, better, and better. And then, last thing, you have to be a workaholic. This is definitely the only solution if you want to succeed in the startup field. You need to work like crazy. You need to understand that at the beginning, you will not have any private life. I don't want to make you scared about that, but you have to accept the fact that you are going to work 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, and that it's not guaranteed. It's not a guarantee of success. But I can guarantee you that if you don't work like crazy, it's a guarantee of failure. So, and this is the reason why you need to be absolutely passionate and motivated about what you do, because this is the only thing which is going to keep you continuing working like crazy during months or years, according to the field in which you are. It can be shorter or longer, but the fact that you believe in your product is the only thing which is going to push you to work like crazy. So, another thing I wanted to talk to you about is that yesterday we applied to an incubator in Sofia, Bulgaria. Oh yes, I didn't tell you why we were in Bulgaria. The first reason why we are in Bulgaria is that Bubbles Connect, the concept of Bubbles Connect is mainly dedicated to Eastern Europe and Central Asia, because these countries are totally reconstructing after communism. So all the people we met there, especially in the recruitment industries, are much more open-minded to try new concepts. In France, Italy, Western Europe in general, the people still believe in their old system, and so they don't want to take the risk to try a new system for recruitment. So obviously we have much more potential clients over there than in Western Europe, and this is the reason why we established there. The other reason is that Sofia is very well geographically located, because in terms of location, if I can say, because we are mainly targeting also Middle East and North African countries, which means that from a geographical point of view, this is a very great place to be if you want to make business with Eastern Europe, Central Asia, and Middle East. So, if you want to make, if you're interested in either Bubbles Connect or Oaklister, just a few words about Oaklister, because I talked to you about Bubbles Connect, but I didn't talk to you about Oaklister. Oaklister is a mobile application. I told you it's only on Android version right now. We are going to develop it as fast as possible on iOS. But the concept of Oaklister is to help people hosting parties to manage their parties at home, which means that you can send your invitations. You don't need to pass through Facebook, text messages, emails, and everything. You can send all your invitations at once through the application. You can know immediately who is going to come, who is not going to come, a little bit like on Facebook when you create an event. The main difference is that you'll be able to do it through different channels in only one time, because you will not need to send SMS plus Facebook plus emails. You can send everything at once. But the good thing is that you can manage a list of things that people are going to bring to your party. I'm sure we have all been through the same problems, if I can say. I know that I don't have the right to do some advertisement for alcohol, but we have all been to student parties, and sometimes you arrive and you understand that there is a lot of vodka and there is no orange juice. This is a problem, because if you want to drink vodka orange, obviously this is going to be a problem. So instead of spending hours and hours at the phone saying, okay, Brian is bringing this, so you could bring that, is Stephanie coming, she can bring that. Everything is directly on the app, and you know in real time exactly what people are going to bring, and you can let other people know what you are going to bring. So it's very easy and fast to use when you organize a party at home, where you are invited to go to a party. So, if I know that you have an internship to do in. So the first one is during the summer between the first and second year, and the second one is at the third year, first semester, right? Okay. So if some of you are interested in making an internship either in Bubbles Connect or in Oaklister, you can definitely send us an email. You have my email address, which is here. Okay. So you can send me an email, and we are always ready to welcome some interns. Obviously, we are raising, we applied for an incubator in Sofia yesterday with 200,000 euros at the key. So obviously, if we are able to raise the money, we need to develop very fast, and we need to hire interns and employees pretty fast to be able to develop fast. So
would that be in Sofia?
The internship, yes. For Bubbles Connect, yes. For Oaklister, that would be France or anywhere else. Because we are launching the product in France right now, but the goal is to develop it very fast in Spain, Italy, Belgium, UK, and then United States. So it's all going to depend on the amount of money we are going to raise. Yes?
I'm sorry, I'm here. Where is your company based?
Sofia, Bulgaria.
Okay.
A last thing I wanted to share with you exactly what I told you. This. So, this book is a book which has been advised by the guy I told you in Silicon Valley. It's a very nice book. It also exists in English. It's even cheaper in English. I think it's $20 in English, 40 euros in French. So you all speak English, so read it in English. Another very good book I found about entrepreneurship was the book of Walter Isaacson on Steve Jobs, because it gives you a lot about the spirit of entrepreneurship and kind of telling you the beginning of everything which happened in Silicon Valley. You also have startupdigest.com, which is kind of a website which is sending you every Friday morning some newsletters about articles which have been written by entrepreneurs, success stories and failure stories. It's always good to know about all of them. And you also have a social network called Meetup. I don't know if in Lyon they have a lot of groups, but in the US, actually they have really a lot of groups. And this is like, I don't know, I wouldn't say like Facebook, but physically, but it's, if you are passionate about a topic, you can organize a group, and some people are going to come to your group and are going to organize events. So I don't know if Lyon, the meetup community is very active, but if you take New York, for example, there are hundreds and hundreds of groups, and we always find a group either connected with startups or with anything which are of interest to you. Last thing, and after I'm answering all the questions you might have. So, as I told you, yesterday we applied to an incubator in Sofia to raise money. So now we are really in the process of testing our product as much as we can. So all of you who have, first, who has an Android telephone? iPhone? Okay, so most of you are not going to be able to do it. But those of you who have an Android version, if you want to download it and use it and tell us your feedback, especially negative feedback, as I told you, this is the most important to us, is to hear what you don't like about the product to allow us to improve it. All the feedbacks are always welcome. Do you have questions?